Hey everyone, here's my review for Sherlock Holmes starring Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law. Now, I don't really have any clever intros this time. Well, I never do, but this one in particular, I just want to kind of get to the review. So, that's pretty much my intro. Let's just get into the review so I could talk about this movie. This, this wonderful movie. Okay, now story in Sherlock Holmes. Now, I'm not really good at explaining stories, and this one is particularly very, 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 very good. So that means I'm really gonna have a hard time explaining it. So I'll tell you pretty much right here. It follows Sherlock Holmes, played by Robert Downey Jr. very, very well. But yeah, it follows him and Watson, played by Jude Law, investigating a bunch of murders of a bunch of about five girls, I think. Yeah, there's five girls. And they happen to believe that a sixth one might be murdered. So they go and check and see if that's really what's gonna happen. Blah blah blah. They investigate and they find out it's true. And a man named Lord Blackwood, I think Blackwood, yeah, is the one doing these. Now they arrest him, and I think 3 months later he's hung. But before he was hung, he pretty much said, "I will rise again," pretty much. And after that, he pretty much walks out of his grave like, oh, "Yep, okay, I'm out," because he got hung and he got buried. And from what people say, he pretty much rise from the grave and walked away. So now they have to figure out how he did it, where he is, and what he's doing now, why he even really came back. What is he gonna do? Really, pretty much that's pretty much what they're gonna figure out. Him and Watson. So I have to say the story, and also there's a little love interest in this movie that has to do kind of with the second movie, with whatever whenever that's coming out. By the way, it did great at the box office, so there's definitely going to be a sequel, and it's pretty good. I mean, pretty good with critics. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a second one. But yeah, there's also a love interest played by Rachel McAdams. Uh, didn't really have much to do with the main story, but she was okay in the role, I guess. But that's acting. So overall, I actually thought the story was great. Actually, it's one of the best ones, but it's just very complicated. It is, and I can't explain a lot of it. I can't go in depth like I try to do most of the time. I don't like to, tell spoilers, but I like to at least tell people some cool stuff that happened in the story. But this time I can't really tell you that because I can't explain it. So yeah, there was some cool stuff in it. Anyway, let's go on to acting. Okay, the acting in this movie, I have to say, Robert Downey Jr. did a phenomenal job. Now, when I heard he was going to be Sherlock Holmes, I was like, I've seen pictures of Sherlock Holmes. I have this picture of Sherlock Holmes. Well, I haven't seen pictures of Sherlock Holmes. I'm sorry. I saw pictures in my mind of Sherlock Holmes and how he would look. He would look kind of like Dick Tracy a little bit. And I couldn't see Robert Downey Jr. with his crazy hair like that. I couldn't see him as Sherlock Holmes. And then his voice, the way he acts, the way he looks sometimes, and the way he does things. I'm like, okay, well, he won. He won the Sherlock Holmes award. He phenomenal in this. I could definitely see him winning a couple awards for his performance. Definitely, I could definitely see that. Maybe not the best performance of the year, but definitely a great performance overall. Jude Law also playing Watson. Pretty good actually. He did really good actually. I sometimes I can't stand Jude Law. Most of the time I actually like him, and in this one he's great. I would say. I heard he was pretty good in what's that other movie that came out with Heath Ledger? The Paranormal Activity, the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. There you go. And I heard he was actually pretty good in that. He plays one of Heath Ledger's different face changes. So definitely want to see that. And I saw this obviously, and this was really good. Obviously, I'm already saying really good things about the story and the acting. So obviously, I thought it was really really good. How good was it? Okay, and let's get on to some more acting. Mark Strong plays Blackwood in this. He's also great. I mean, he's menacing, and he's menacing. I mean, just the way he looks, I'm like, damn, he's menacing. So I mean, he's menacing. He has maybe 10 words of dialogue, really. Sherlock, Sherlock, Sherlock. Holmes. Like he says some things, but other things besides that. But he has some. Yeah, he doesn't have that much dialogue, but he looks menacing. So That's good. And Rachel McAdams, she was kind of annoying. I thought she was okay. Her character was kind of, just there. But, whatever. She was really just there. She was like, Sherlock, I'm your love interest. She didn't talk like, fancy a fuck, like all that. But she was decent, I guess. Uh, I'm done talking about acting. The acting overall was phenomenal, I thought, really. So let me go on to action, and then I'll be done, because it's Sherlock Holmes, but there is action, and there's plenty of it. So let's go on to action, and then I'll be done. Okay, now the action in Sherlock Holmes, now it's pretty good. I would definitely say that. It definitely suits the Sherlock Holmes, just the way Sherlock Holmes is. It's not like he's like riding on freaking pterodactyls and fighting leprechauns. It's not like, oh, that would be stupid. I would definitely see that movie, but that would still be stupid. But it's not like it's not like stupid action. It makes sense, stuff happening, Sherlock Holmes throwing hammers at big tall guys and not doing absolutely anything. It's like it's sophisticated fighting. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. He thinks about what he's about to do before he does it. I mean, he's a thinker. Sherlock Holmes is a big thinker. He's a pretty much they called him the human computer back then, but they didn't call him the human computer back then because they were like that was a computer. Uh, Nowadays they call him the human computer because pretty much he calculates everything. He's about you might have saw in the trailer. There's some slow mo fighting. Don't think it's like slow mo fighting, like just like for the heck of it. It's actually slow mo fighting, so you can explain what he's about to do. He goes like, "I'm going to blind him with a piece of paper, then punch him in the face, block his uh, fist, and then beat him up, and blah blah blah." And that's all in slow motion. Then it goes into regular motion, and then he does all that stuff in fast motion. Well, regular motion. Even though it was very fast, he was like, "Oh, whoa, 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 bam, dead." Well, he's not dead, but he's down. So yeah, I love the action. I love how he explains a lot of the stuff. So Guy Ritchie definitely knows how to direct action, at least like that. And he definitely knows how to direct a great movie. Because to be honest, I'm going to give it a serious score overall. I'm going to give it. Uh, I'll get back to it. I'm still going to give it a pretty good score. I have to be a little bit more serious. I had a couple problems like Rachel McAdams' character, and the way it ended, it kind of left me not wanting more. Just kind of left me going, that's it? Damn, okay, we're not even going to talk about more of the story for next one, but at least it left me thinking, well, the story could be even better in the second one, so the problems I had, sometimes I was like, all right, this is getting a little boring. There's some silly scenes, but there was some really funny scenes, and there were some really boring scenes. A couple, not many. I was kind of getting a little bored, and it's pretty long. It's about 2 hours and 10 minutes, I would say. So don't expect it being an hour and a half and whoop done. All right, he killed the guy. We're going anyway. I would say if I have to give it a score, I'm going to give it 8.9 out of 10. It's definitely going to be on my top 10 because, I mean, I know there's a lot more movies that gave 9s and stuff, but I have to figure in that, after watching those movies, I have to think about it, Sherlock Holmes is a great movie. Definitely go see it. 8.9 out of 10. You know what? That's just mean, right? That's mean to Sherlock Holmes. I should give it a 9. I'm going to give it a 9. Screw it. There you go. Sherlock Holmes. Great movie. Very fun. I would definitely have to go say watch it. I would love to see it again. But I'm not in a huge rush to see it again. Like I want to see Avatar again. So, yep. There you go. Hope you enjoyed the review. Don't do drugs and bye.